So often we see videos where people are showing their perspective of their class or whatever, and what we don't often get along with that is what's going on in their heads during the encounter, why they're doing the rotation they're doing. So I wanted to set up a little series where as I'm fighting these bosses, I'm explaining why I'm casting what I'm casting, why I'm doing whatever and moving to wherever at any given instance, so that maybe, you know, folks who are trying to become better disc priest, players can maybe get some insight into my style of playing. I need to point that out. There's many different styles of playing. My style tends to be more of an AOE type style, and you know, the decisions I make are reflected in that approach. So with this series, hopefully I can impart some knowledge and help some folks improve their skills playing disc.
4, 3, 2.
All right, with the Opulence fight, of course, they break the team in half, so you have 2 healers on each side typically. This is more of a single target heal environment. You'll see me doing a lot of penance heals. This is also about dealing with mechanics, and as you see, I immediately got the lightning debuff on me, so I had to position myself in a corner for that to fall off. So you have to deal with a lot of dealing with avoidance of damage, and then single target healing, and oftentimes saving people from themselves, because you know, there's a lot of mechanics in here that'll one-shot. Now you need to be facing the walls, the appropriate wall, looking for the fire, moving out of the fire's path. Beware. Sometimes you get a little cooked, but you got to be watching out for that kind of stuff. And you see again, I get the lightning debuff. Now I position myself against the wall here, out of the fire, but as I'm waiting to drop this off, I get fire from the other side, so I got a little cooked there. This is the nature of these small rooms, dealing with a lot of different mechanics in those rooms. So, and again, we're doing single target heals, a lot of shielding. You want to stay behind the boss because he does that crush move, but he flips around a lot, so I tend to stay behind. Now, fortunately, I didn't get any lasers on me. That is very disruptive for me, having to move with the lasers. I did, right there, not get out from his stun, but you know, that was no big deal. I did have to play a little catch up for healing there. Beware. All right, so again, you see there's a lot going on, so at times there's a lot of damage to different people, and I'll do, you know, start my AoE heals, do a halo or whatever, just to try to pick the whole group up. So there are also periods of lulls. So right now, I can relax a little bit, just kind of shield individuals, try to do as much damage to the mini boss as I can, and you know, just pay attention to who's doing what and following the mechanics. Now, I believe in this next room you have to worry about the hexes that go out. Since there's only 2 healers, there are 2 hexes per side. You need to have each healer being able to dispel those hexes, because they do a lot of damage in heroic. So again, right now we're watching individuals to make sure that they don't get
over the walls.
One shot. A lot of shielding here, and as you see, I kind of get trapped in here around some stuff, so I had to maneuver through the minutia, and I was facing the wrong wall here, as you'll see very quickly. Oops! Beware. Didn't see that coming. Well, you just got to make sure you're doing the mechanics, looking for the right things and avoiding them. So you'll see a couple folks here get some pretty low health. Again, shields and individual heals, very helpful.
You get the
now, in the next room, we pick up the gems. Now, with 2 healers, one healer gets the amethyst, one gets the sapphire. Typically, I would prefer to get the amethyst because it gives me a haste buff. Also, with my halo, I can get the void damage debuff off of people, or give them the buff to avoid the void damage. So anyway, we get to the last room. This is no big deal. Now, typically, I would spend time recovering mana, using Power Word Solace as often as possible, doing my mind bender, and then just doing a lot of smiting to avoid doing high
Okay.
mana spells and things like that. So basically, I would be recovering mana, but my lead heal told me not to, so I
Right, we
expended
can
mana
actually
and
pick it up just a
kept
little
people
bit.
healthy. And
Yes.
as we
We're a
were
little
getting
behind.
close to killing this mini boss, I
Yeah, it's about as even as
ran
it
up to
could
the
be.
gate, and when it died, I started shielding people to give them body and soul so they can more rapidly move towards where the boss is in the next room.
Get that bitch down. Let's go. Boom.
So the
Okay.
mini boss is dead. Now you'll see I'll start shielding people,
Why the fuck are you a
giving
chicken?
them a speed boost, getting in here. Now what we do now is when I can really start doing some AoE
Cluck,
healing.
cluck, cluck, cluck,
We
cluck.
stack up in front of the boss.
Alright, everybody on
There's
purple.
a mechanic
You can
in
spin gold down, or circle of gold,
Heroic
whatever
that
it's
does the rain of coins or whatever.
Spin gold, red,
Because
heaven,
we're
down.
stacked, we keep that stacked with
Everybody
us.
else
I'll
stacked.
do various
Everybody else
things like
stacked.
I'll drop my barrier, halos. I've got a trinket that does a barrier type motion. Lots of
Alright,
radiances
get ready.
here,
We're gonna lust here.
and
I'm gonna stun first.
basically everything I can to do as much AoE healing as possible. Now, when the ads come out,
do you have,
I'll tab
vortex,
target them
vortex,
and put
vortex,
a Shadow
vortex?
Word Pain on each one of them, and that way I not only contribute a little bit to the damage, but also get anybody that's got a
Stack,
penance on,
purple.
not a penance, anyone that's got an
Gold
atonement
out,
on them,
soda.
it'll act like a hot for them. So at this point now, strictly AoE heals,
I've got 60,000 left on
everything
my,
I can do to do
my
damage
stone.
to the boss. And you're looking out for the mechanics. That if you get liquid gold, you have to leave. That's disruptive. I fortunately did not get liquid gold on me this time. So yeah, just haloing, barrier, radiance, shadow covenant. If rapture's up, rapture and shielding. Anything you can do to help the raid with as many people as possible.
Liquid gold helps you cheat.
Dealing with
Out.
the raid-wide damage that goes on
Good
here.
job,
To be
guys.
honest, if you can
Alright, if you've got vortex, use it here.
manage the ads, which is really the most critical part
Yeah,
of this,
I
if
don't
you
know
can
why I
manage
just
the
turned
ads,
off my phone.
this portion is pretty easy. And as you can
get it back?
see, again, I'm tabbing and Shadow Word Painting, and then I'll turn around and do Radiance if I can. I will do a
Okay,
Halo
Radiant
here, I'm
too.
sure. But yeah, anything
Guys,
to
get these ads down.
heal as many people as possible.
Good job.
And with that,
on the
you'll see
boss.
we'll end the fight. And
Beware.
not a problem. That's how we do it. All right.
Good job.
Thanks for coming by. I appreciate your time. If you have any suggestions, you see anything I can improve, I'd be happy to hear 'em, but I'm happy to share my knowledge with you as well. We'll see you later.